Good morning, guys. So, guys, we were discussing about sensitivity analysis the other day. Homework diya tha kuch? There was no homework given, guys. We just had to compute the percentage change in NPV of the last question that we were discussing. That was question number 18. We recomputed all the NPVs, guys. We just had to compute the percentage changes, correct? What is your first wala variable kya tha beta? First variable beta was capital cost. What was the revised NPV, guys? 124.6024, guys. So what is the reduction in NPV, guys? What was your existing NPV? Existing NPV beta was 134.6024. So what is the reduction beta here? So 10.6024. What is the percentage decrease in NPV beta? Sorry, SIF 10. What is the percentage decrease in NPV, guys? You will divide this 10 beta by your existing NPV, 134.6024. How much is that? 7.4293% beta. This is the percentage decrease in NPV. Second variable क्या था बेटा अपना? Sales volume. Good morning, guys. All the online students. हाँ. कितना आ रहा बेटा NPV यहाँ पे? 117.8938. हाँ. हाँ ठीक है. Next, what is the reduction in NPV? माइनस करके बोलो जल्दी. 7086. You have to divide 16.7086 by 134.6024. 4133%. What is the next variable beta? Selling price per unit. Selling price per unit पे NPV कितना आया था? 10. What is the reduction in NPV? 4149. Here you will write 33.4149 divided by 134.6024. How much will that be? 8249%. Next beta. Variable cost per unit पे NPV is 117.8938, guys. So that is 16.7086 and that will become 12.4133%. Next beta was fixed cost. Huh. 131.258. हाँ ठीक है. Reduction in NPV, guys. 3.3434. Percentage 2.48. 48414839% beta. Last wala, guys. Cost of capital beta 133.12. Reduction, guys, 122. Huh? 0.4804, guys. Percentage reduction in NPV 1013%. So what is the variable beta that is causing the most adverse impact on your NPV? Selling price. The one that causes the highest impact on your NPV beta will be the most sensitive factor. So here it is selling price per unit that is causing the most adverse impact, highest impact on your NPV. समझ में आ रहा है, guys? You're supposed to arrive at your NPVs beta and then divide it by your existing ones. हो गया बेटा ये सबका? Write down the conclusion, guys. क्या लिखोगे बेटा? Selling price has the highest adverse impact on NPV. Selling price has the highest adverse impact on NPV. Selling price has the highest adverse impact on NPV. Highest adverse impact on NPV. Therefore, NPV is most sensitive to selling price. NPV is most sensitive to selling price. NPV is most sensitive to selling price. To selling price per unit. This was question number 18, guys. Question number 19 now. अरे 2 19s आ गए. Guys, make them 19A and 19B, guys. We'll do 19B now. Question number 19A and 19B करो बेटा उसको. The two 19s, guys, make them 19A, 19B. We will now solve question number 19B. The approach that we did yesterday, beta, was a constant change in every variable and the impact of that on the overall NPV. Here the approach, beta, will be to reduce the NPV to नहीं है, 0 नहीं है ये. ठीक है. This is also the same impact, beta, that we did yesterday. चलो. From the following details relating to a project, analyze the sensitivity of project changes in project cost, annual cash, and cost of capital. There are three factors to be considered, guys. Project cost, annual cash flow, and the cost of capital. To which of the three factors is the project most sensitive if the variable is adversely affected by 10%? Yesterday we did adversely impacted by 2.5%. Now we have to do adversely impacted by 10%. Present value annuity factors are already given in the question. You're supposed to use only them. At your existing cost of capital, it is 3.169. So if you were to compute your NPV, guys, you will directly take PVAF at 10% for 4 years as 3.169. ठीक है? Start, guys. Compute your existing NPV. You know what is the amount of initial investment. You know what is the amount of annual cash flow. You know what is the life of the project and cost of capital. तू करके आइए 19A किया. Question number 19B, beta, sensitivity analysis. Your initial investment is 1,20,000, annual cash flow is 45,000, life is 4 years, cost of capital, beta, is 10%. You will write present value of cash inflows. 45,000 multiplied by PVAF at 10% for 4 years. And that present value annuity factor, beta, is given in the question as 3.169. This will give us the present value of cash inflows. कितना है बेटा? 1,40,000. 1,42,000. Your initial investment, beta, is already known. That is 1,20,000. Therefore, NPV, beta, would be equal to 22,605. Initial investment, guys, is 1,20,000. Therefore, NPV, beta, will be 22,605. Now you will have to adversely change only three variables by 10%. वो question में दिया हुआ है, initial investment, annual cash flow and cost of capital, and then check which is the most adverse, most sensitive factor. So if initial investment बेटा increases by 10%, क्या हो जाएगा? Your revised initial investment, guys, will become 1,20,000 plus 10%. That is 1,32,000. Your present value of cash inflows, can I just write it as 1,42,605? So तुम्हारा NPV कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? 10,605. 10,605 will be your revised NPV if initial investment is increasing by 10%. तीनों हो गए फैक्टर्स, वो परसेंटेज चेंज भी कर लिया, बट यू स्टिल जैसे तू लेट आया तब ये लिखना था अपन को, प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन यू मिस्ड आउट ऑन दिस एंटायरली. Without writing this, we cannot conclude which is most sensitive, which is not. Sensitivity analysis में बेटा, if you do not compute percentage decrease in NPV, it is as good as you not attempting the question. तो compulsory percentage reduction in NPV compute करना है for every variable. Next बेटा, if cash flow decreases by 10%, what will be your annual cash flow बेटा? Annual cash flow will be 45,000 minus 10%, 40,500. Your present value of cash inflows beta will become 40,500 into PVAF at 10% beta for a span of 4 years, which is 3.169. How much is 40,500 guys into 3.169? 1,28,345. Your initial investment is not changing here. Your initial investment will remain at 1,20,000. Therefore, NPV beta will be equal to 8,345. This is if your cash flow is decreasing by 10%. And what if your cost of capital, guys? Adverse impact मतलब क्या करोगे cost of capital को? Increase it by 10%. Therefore, revised cost of capital beta will be 10% plus 10% of the existing value, which is 11%. At 11% also beta they gave us the present value annuity factor in the question, guys. So what will be your present value of cash inflows? You will write 45,000 multiplied by PVAF at 11% for 4 years. NPV beta, initial investment is how much? NPV will be 19,905. You will have to now compute percentage changes in NPV, guys, for all the 3 NPV levels. Percentage change in NPV, guys. तीन वेरिएबल्स है, अपन क्या क्या वेरिएबल लिए बेटा ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ. Did you all get the last NPV also beta 19,905? The three variables that you will have to consider beta is first initial, on account of initial investment guys. What was your revised NPV beta? 10,605. You know beta that your existing NPV beta was 22,605. So what is the reduction in NPV guys? Reduction in NPV in absolute terms is 12,000 rupees. Percentage reduction, decrease in NPV. 12,000 beta you're going to divide by 22,605 and that is 50.09%. Next wala kya tha beta? Cash flow. Based on cash flow, what's the revised NPV that you got? 8,345. Reduction in NPV guys. 260. So write 14,260 divided by 22,605. What's the percentage decrease in NPV? 63.08. And finally beta apna cost of capital. Based on cost of capital beta we got a revised NPV of 19,905. Reduction in NPV. Divide 2,700 by your existing NPV. 94. These are the three reductions guys. Here likhna beta. Without this answer is incomplete. Online students do it beta. Conclusion क्या लिखोगे बेटा? What is causing the highest adverse impact? लिखो बेटा conclusion. Once you're done with these percentage computations guys, add on. Cash flow has the highest adverse impact on NPV. Cash flow has the highest adverse impact on NPV. Cash flow has the highest adverse impact on NPV. Highest adverse impact on NPV. Therefore, NPV is the most sensitive to changes in cash flow. So therefore, NPV is most sensitive to changes in cash flow. Most sensitive to changes in cash flow. Huh? Revised? कल मैं टेबल करने गया तो लोग बोले सर थोड़ा क्लम्जी होता, अच्छा नहीं दिखता, क्यूट नहीं दिखता बोल के, तो इसलिए मैं ऐसा करा. Is this cute enough बेटा निकेत? No, I'll try better next time. Yes guys, are you all done with it? Next question beta, question number 20. We'll come to 19A after that. PNR is considering a project with the following cash flows. Year 0, you will need an investment of 12 crores. Year 1, 2, 3, they've given us running costs and savings. Your running cost is 4 crores in year 1, 5 crores, 6 crores. Savings are 12 crores, 14 crores and 11 crores. So basically, beta, net savings will be 12 minus 4, 14 minus 5, 11 minus 6. You will take your total savings and from that deduct your running costs. The cost of capital is 12%. Measure the sensitivity of the project to changes in the levels of plant cost, running cost and savings, considering each factor at a time, such that the NPV of the project beta becomes 0. The present value factors, guys, at 12% are as under. Determine which factor is the most sensitive. ये underline कर लो बेटा, NPV becomes 0. In the other two questions, guys, we had a fixed change in the variables. यहाँ पे reverse calculation है. We will have to see, guys, what is the percentage change in variable required to bring down the NPV itself to 0. ठीक है? So before we do any of the sensitivity analysis, beta, we have to anyways compute the existing NPV. Now when you do existing NPV, guys, please compute present value of savings separately, present value of running costs separately. It will be easier to answer the subsequent bits. Very, very easy. ठीक है? Compute present value of savings separately, compute present value of running costs. वो जो sensitivity analysis perform करना है बेटा, वो बहुत easy हो जाएगा. All of you बेटा compute the existing NPV. Online students करो बेटा तुम लोग भी. In case you have any doubts, you can ask. Yes, kids. Existing NPV beta. Initial investment is how much, guys? Initial investment is 12 crores. Present value of savings. As I told you, beta, compute all of this separately. 12 crores, beta, you will multiply by 0.892. First year factor. Second year ka 14 crores, you will multiply by 0.797. And third year ka 11 crores, you will multiply by 0.711. The present value of savings, beta, is 29.675, 683 crores. Just compute this separately. Same way, beta, present value of running cost. Four crores into 0.892, beta. 5 crores into 0.797. 6 crores into 0.711. All of this, beta, will be equal to 11.819 crores. Can you tell me what's the present value of cash inflows, beta, now? Present value of cash inflows, beta, will be your present value of savings minus present value of running cost. Chapter बहुत easy है, guys, but then important है, याद रखना. 29.683 crores minus 11.819 crores. 17.864 crores. Hopefully the weightage of theory might reduce as such, guys, once MCQs are introduced. Because if they give theory also दबा के and they give MCQs also better, फिर तो practical बचेगा ही नहीं. Hopefully it should. if you consider CA inter का taxes also बेटा, theory will be, हाँ MCQ में practical आएगा ना, compulsory आएंगे, वहीं पे तो मजा आता है बेटा, just like CFA. All the options should be similar. And they should do this, मतलब same MCQ दो बार repeat करना घुमा के, अगर student दोनों के options अलग mark करता है, एक correct है एक wrong है, दोनों wrong देना चाहिए. This happens in CFA. Same MCQ is repeated 3 times with different options, different explanation of the question. Even if you mark one wrong, all 3 are wrong. Because student has no idea only about the concept. ऐसा नहीं होता, ऐसा करे तो कितना अच्छा रहता सोचो. हाँ? Yes, beta. What is the existing NPV, guys? 17.864 minus 12 beta 5.864 crores. This beta will become your existing NPV. Any doubt in this beta? Existing NPV guys is 5.864 crores. Is everyone done till this point? Now guys, what are they asking us to do guys? See how much should be the change in each factor so that the NPV drops down to 0. It's very easy to compute when you have these values individually guys. Pay attention beta. All of you stop writing guys. Initial investment. If initial investment increases by 5.864 crores, NPV will become, so percentage increase in initial investment beta. What is your existing initial investment? 12. Apna NPV is 5.864 crores, right guys? For the NPV to become 0, initial investment should increase by 5.864 crores. So that 5.864 divided by 12 beta, how much is this? 48.867%. Next beta is savings. It's asking us to do savings separately, running cost separately, initial cost separately. If present value of savings reduces by 5.864 crores, NPV will become, yes or no? What's the percentage decrease in present value of savings beta? Percentage decrease in present value of savings. Existing 5.864 crores beta, that you'll have to divide by 29.683 crores. 19.755%. Running cost beta, क्या लिखोगे? If present value of running cost increases because it is cost element by 5.864 crores, NPV will become 0. So what is the percentage increase in running cost beta? Percentage increase in running cost beta would be 5.864 crores divided by 11.8. How much is this? 615%. Which has the highest impact as beta? Initial investment is 48.867 guys, savings is 19.755 and running cost is 49.615. Which is the highest impact? Savings. उल्टा कर रहे बेटा अपन अभी. ऐसे सोचो, for a very small change in savings, NPV is reducing by 100%. So which is causing the highest impact? In which variable do we have lesser buffer available? Is it savings? Is it running cost? Is it initial investment? Initial investment में बेटा we have a buffer of 48.867%. Running cost में we have a buffer of 49.615%. But savings we have a buffer of only 19.755. So what will cause the highest damage? Savings. That is why you will say savings is the most sensitive factor. पहले जो करे थे वो उल्टा था बेटा. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? NPV is reducing by 100% if initial investment is increasing by 48.867%. If you want to see what is the impact, you should divide 100 by 48.867. You will know for every 1% change in initial investment, what is the percentage change in NPV. उल्टा करना है तो समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Again, for NPV to reduce by 100%, savings beta should decrease by 19.755. For NPV to reduce by 100% beta, running cost should increase by Only for understanding guys, ये brackets वाला exam में नहीं लिखना है. If you do 100 by 48.867 guys, how much will you get? 2.0046. 100 by 19.755. 0 and finally beta 100 by 49.615. 2.016. Savings beta for every 1% change, it will cause an impact of how much on NPV? 5.062, which is the most sensitive factor. So whenever you do the other way around beta, that is where NPV reduces by 100%. See which variable is decreasing by the least percentage. That will have the highest impact on your NPV. Is that clear? ये याद रखना है बेटा. समझ में आया विक्रांत? नहीं हुआ explanation. You can sleep for 1 more minute. वो 3 ही पूछा, मैं वो नोट्स लिखाऊंगा तुम्हारे. He asked us sentence है बड़ा बड़ा. It says changes in levels of planned cost, running cost and savings. All right guys, ये कॉपी करो बेटा अभी. Percentage will not change. अगर तेरे को ऐसा नहीं करना है तो you can take let the running cost be 4x, 5x, 6x. So you will get annual running cost. Any one value you can compare with 4 crores or 5 crores or 6 crores, you will still get the same answer. But why do you complicate things? Yes beta. What will you write guys? Conclusion. Write down. For a very small change in savings, for a very small change in savings, NPV is reducing by 100%. For a very small change in savings, NPV is reducing by 100%. For a very small change in savings, NPV is reducing by 100%. By 100%. Therefore, NPV is most sensitive to changes in savings. NPV is most sensitive to changes in savings. NPV is most sensitive to changes in savings. Changes in savings. Alright guys. ब्रैकेट्स में बेटा अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए लिखो फॉर एवरी 1% चेंज इन सेविंग्स. बेटा ये जो रिलेशन अपन लिखे ना 5 डिवाइडेड बाय, ये रियल लाइफ में डज नॉट होल्ड गुड. इट इज नॉट लीनियर रिलेशन. मतलब इफ यू चेंज सेविंग्स बाय 1% वेदर एनपीवी इज चेंजिंग एग्जैक्टली बाय 5.062 डज नॉट अप्लाई. रियल लाइफ में बेटा इट इज कर्वी लीनियर रिलेशनशिप से साथ बेटा, सो ऐसे नहीं कर सकते. बट हाँ, दिस इज ओनली एन अप्रोक्सीमेट रिलेशन टू अंडरस्टैंड. राइट डाउन गाइस. फॉर एवरी brackets में, for every 1% change in savings, NPV is changing by 5.062%. NPV is changing by 5.062%. NPV is changing by 5.062%. ठीक है बेटा. Now guys, in this question, though it is not required, what if they would have asked us to compute sensitivity better to changes in cost of capital, sensitivity to changes in life of the project. Two factors better. Life cost of capital तो अपन वो दूसरे वाले मेथड में भी करें, but दूसरे वाले मेथड में they can never ask life of the project. So what if they would have asked us to compute guys the impact of changes in cost of capital, impact of changes in life of the project? क्या करोगे? You will compute IRR guys. IRR is the discounting rate as such guys at which NPV will be 0. So if your cost of capital increases to IRR, automatically NPV will come down to 0. Using that I can measure the sensitivity of changes to this. Likewise beta, project life, discounted payback period. If the life reduces to discounted payback period, NPV will come down to 0. समझ में आ रहा है? Shall we do this? लिखो बेटा. Continuation guys, only for understanding बोल के. Not required, but for understanding guys. Cost of capital. Cost of capital. लिखना बेटा वहां पे. At IRR NPV is 0. At IRR NPV is 0. At IRR NPV is 0. Hence if cost of capital increases to IRR, without yawning, hence if cost of capital increases to IRR, if cost of capital increases to IRR, if cost of capital increases to IRR, NPV will reduce to 0. NPV will reduce to 0. If cost of capital increases to IRR beta, NPV will reduce to 0. Can we compute IRR beta here? अब इसके लिए बेटा you will need difference का present value. You take net difference, अलग से नहीं कर सकते. Savings अलग से, running cost अलग से नहीं. ठीक है बेटा. What is your cash flow guys in year 1? Everyone knows how to compute IRR? We did that guys in YTM also. If they ask us to compute accurate YTM, we do not go by shortcut formula, we go by IRR technique, present value technique. याद है ना? So year 1 beta, how will you, what is your cash flow? 8 crores. Year 2, 9 crores. Year 3, 5 crores. Existing NPV कितना था बेटा? 5.864 divided by 12 multiplied by 100 divided by 3 into 2. 32. Okay, start with an approximate rate of 40% बेटा. ज़्यादा अप्रोक्सीमेशन एरर आएगा बेटा, बट देन जस्ट टू टेल यू, क्योंकि यहाँ पे लाइफ बहुत कम है बेटा ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. स्टार्ट विद एन अप्रोक्सीमेट रेट ऑफ 40. तो किस पे शुरू किया? स्टार्ट विद एन अप्रोक्सीमेट रेट ऑफ 40% गाइस एंड चेक व्हाट द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश. ये भूल गए तुम लोग? क्या करा मैं? सी इंटर में लिखाया था ना यार, 12 पॉइंट. अरे वाह, क्या कैलकुलेशन किया. Divide NPV by initial investment, divide by life into 100 into 2. That's the excess return. Add that to your existing cost of capital, you will get the approximate IRR. Present value factors at 40% with at 12.128. Now do it at 42%. अपन को actually 32 आया था ना? 32 plus 10, 42. The answer should be closer to 42. We want the present value better to be equal to, take 42% guys and compute present value of cash inflows. 11.84. हाँ तो वो ये बोल ना, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू तो बोल. 8434 बेटा, बस ये दोनों लेके कर लो बेटा. यू डू नॉट हैव टू वरी अबाउट एग्जैक्टली 1% डिफरेंस. ठीक है? Present value factors at 40%, present value factors at 42%. Take the difference between these two guys and compute it proportionately better. You need to stop at 12 crores as such guys. The total difference from here to here is how much? 0.285, but you want a difference of only 0.128. For 2% beta, if it is changing by 0.285, for 0.128, what shall be the proportionate change? 0.009 नहीं बेटा, तो परसेंटेज से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया अब. 0.9. तो 0.09 बोला, बट ठीक है. IRR beta is 40.9%. You started with the base of 40% guys, to that you will add 0.9%. समझ में आया बेटा ये? I'll tell you better. I'll make you write that. I'll make you write, don't worry. IRR आया बेटा 40.9%. $30 32 पॉइंट आया था कुछ. ऐसे कभी भी ऐसा रहता ना बेटा, कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा था, साइड में चले आना, ताकि एटलीस्ट मेरे को डिस्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होता वो. इफ यू आउट ऑफ विजन इट्स फाइन. आर वी क्लियर अबाउट दिस? व्हाट इज द परसेंटेज इंक्रीज इन कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल बेटा? Percentage increase in cost of capital. From 10% it should go to 40.9 beta divided by 10. 309%. कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल में हमेशा ये परसेंटेज चेंज बहुत ज्यादा आता है बेटा. So if cost of capital increases by 309% beta, then the NPV will come down to 0. ये क्या है? How much is this, guys? नहीं, 243 point. This will be the percentage change, guys, in increase. Percentage increase in cost of capital. You all got an IRR of 40.9 beta. So percentage increase in cost of capital that will bring down the NPV to 0 beta is 240.833%. Any doubt in this? Guys, वो मैं क्या किया था बेटा is what was your existing NPV? I taste this method and CA enter. What was your investment beta? 12 crores. Isn't NPV the excess return, guys, on your investment? So what is the excess return, guys? 5.864 divided by 12 crores. Percentage में बोलो. 48.867%. This is for 3 years, but in present value terms. So guys, per annum impact, you have to divide it by 3, that is life of the project, multiplied by 2. ये multiplied by 2 does not remain constant in every case. Sometimes it is 1.8, 1.9, 2.1, 2.2, but उस max में नहीं जाना है अपन को. Compounding impact के वजह से बेटा the return that you get every year will be higher. It is not the same as present value terms. If the project has a life of 5 years or more, as such, beta 2 will work perfectly, but the cash flows should be uniform. If the cash flows are, this is only an approximate method as such beta to identify. So divide by 3 into 2 करो. 32.577. Your approximate return as such beta will be, to start off with, will be 12 plus 32.577. 44.577. That is why I started off with 40% directly. I know that the answer would be closer to that percent. ठीक है? यहाँ पे approximation difference ज़्यादा आ रहा है because the life of the project is too short. It is only 3 years. If the project beta was 5 years, you will more or less get the answer within a range of 1-1.5%. जरूरत नहीं है मतलब अगर लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट बहुत कम है बेटा यू कैन मल्टीप्लाई विद अ लिटिल लेसर मल्टीपल बट ये एग्जाम में नहीं लिखना है बेटा ये मेरा मेथड है डू नॉट डू दिस इज जस्ट अ मेंटल कैलकुलेशन टू नो वेयर आर यू सपोज टू स्टार्ट विद हाँ तो इसीलिए डू दिस कैलकुलेशन मेंटली यू नो दैट द आंसर इज क्लोजर टू क्योंकि आंसर इतना बड़ा आ रहा है 44 यू विल नॉट नेवर स्टार्ट विद एग्जैक्टली 44 स्टार्ट विद से बेटा 41 42 से थोड़ा कम ही लो एंड डायरेक्टली चेक व्हाट इज द एनपीवी दिस विल होल्ड गुड एवरीवेयर एज सच गट pick up the NPV divided by the amount of initial investment you will get excess return that excess return if you divide by life that is per annum return but that is in present value terms that is how we multiply by 2 that into 2 beta remains constant in every case you will multiply by 2 only this is just to identify the approximate return beta to start off with yes beta अभी ऑल डन अभी वो भी करना है बेटा लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट के लिए क्या कंप्यूट करना है डिस्काउंटेड पे बैक पीरियड You will have to check, guys, at what point will you recover your initial investment. So if life reduces to discounted payback period, then NPV will automatically become 0. लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट बेटा वहां पे लिखना गाइस, लाइफ ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट के लिए क्या, at discounted payback period beta initial investment is recovered. At discounted payback period initial investment is recovered. Hence if life reduces to discounted payback period, NPV will become 0. If life reduces to discounted payback period, beta, NPV will become 0. Are we clear about this? Now you know, beta, what is to be done. This will be computed at your cost of capital only, beta. Cash flows क्या है बेटा वापस 8 crores, 9 crores and 5 crores. Present value factors beta at 12%. 0.89, 2.79, 7.711. What will be the present value of cash inflows? 8 into 0.892. 7.173. करेक्ट है ना ये गुरदीप, करेक्ट है ना? Cumulative cash flows, guys. At what point beta are you recovering your initial investment? Till the end of first year, you're recovering 7.136, guys. Till the end of second year, how much are you recovering, beta? 14.309. So you know, beta, that you're recovering your 12 crores between the first and the second year. अपना initial investment is 12 crores, beta. We are recovering that between the first and the second year. ये कितना हो गया, beta? Next वाला total. We are recovering 12 crores between the first and second year. Between year 1 beta it is 7.136, year 2 beta it is 14.309. You would want to stop at 12 crores. यहाँ से यहाँ difference कितना है बेटा? Total difference is 7.173, but you would want a difference of only 4.864. In 1 year beta it is changing by 7.173. So for 4.864, what shall be the proportionate change? 0.678 years. So therefore, but a discounted payback period will be 1.678 years. We started with year 1 as the base beta. To that you will have to add this proportionate change of 0.678. याद है ना discounted payback period? Percentage change, percentage reduction in life beta now. Discounted payback period beta is 1.678 years. What's the percentage reduction in life beta? कितना है percentage reduction? 44.063%. This will be the sensitivity of projects NPV beta to changes in life. Question number 21, guys. 21st question, guys, after this. Easygoing Company Limited is considering a new project with an initial investment for a product survival. Because it is easygoing, it needs to survive. It is estimated that IRR of the project is 16%, having an estimated life of 5 years. Financial manager has studied the project with sensitivity analysis and informed that your annual fixed cost sensitivity is 7.8416%. Whereas cost of capital discount rate sensitivity is 60%. They've given us the sensitivity of cost of capital, sensitivity of annual fixed cost. Other information that is there, but as PV ratio, variable cost per unit, annual cash flow. Ignore depreciation on initial investment and the impact of taxation. Calculate all the following. Initial investment, net present value, annual fixed cost, estimated annual sales, and break-even units. Simple question है guys. करो करो आराम से करो. Yes, better. All of you read the question again, guys, and solve it. All right, beta. The very first thing, what will you do, guys? You know IRR, you know cash flows as such, guys. Using IRR and annual cash flow, what can I compute, guys? Initial investment. Excellent. Once we get initial investment, guys, I know IRR, I know what is the sensitivity of cost of capital. Using that, I can recompute cost of capital. उससे तुम्हारे NPV आ जाएगा. Once you get that, beta, you get all the other answers automatically. Question 21, beta. समझ में आया ना, guys? What is your annual cash flow, beta? Annual cash flow is 57,500. याद रखना, guys, at IRR, present value of cash inflows is equal to your initial investment. That is why it is IRR. How do we compute IRR, beta? By equating the present value of all the cash flows, guys, to your initial investment. The NPV should be 0. याद है नहीं है? So here, guys, I can write initial investment as 57,500 multiplied by PVAF at what rate, beta? IRR कितना है? 16% for a span of 5 years. 16% 5 years cumulative discounting factor is given in the question. 3.274. कितना हो जाएगा बेटा ये? 188, 255. This will be considered as your initial investment, guys. This is the start point. Now use IRR, use sensitivity for discounting rate, guys, and then compute cost of capital. एक बार cost of capital आ गया, NPV आ जाएगा. This is the start point, guys. I'll wait for a minute so that you try to figure out the balance. हाँ बेटा. एक मिनट बेटा करता हूँ. Yes, guys. Did you do this, beta? Next, guys. Cost of capital sensitivity कितना है बेटा? Cost of capital sensitivity, beta, is 60%. How do you measure this, guys? IRR minus cost of capital divided by, you will divide it by what, guys? Cost of capital. If you're equating it to 60%, then do not multiply by 100. If you're multiplying by 100, write into is equal to 60. ठीक है? IRR 16% है बेटा, cost of capital नहीं मालूम है. Divided by cost of capital, beta. Obviously, guys, the answer is 10%. Into 100, guys, or this is equal to 0.6. Cross multiplication, beta, क्या लिखोगे? 0.6 times of cost of capital, I will get 16 beta is equal to 1.6 cost of capital. My cost of capital beta will be equal to 10. Yes or no? Once we get this cost of capital beta, you can rediscount cash flows at cost of capital, compare it with the amount of initial investment and arrive at NPV. तुम लोग एक क्वेश्चन टेस्ट में भी लिखे सो तुम्हारी शक्लें देखो. Yes, beta. We got cost of capital, we got annual cash flow. We know sensitivity for annual fixed cost. एनुअल फिक्स कॉस्ट कितना है देखो. कैलकुलेट है. क्या कर रहे कि तुम लोग. एनपीवी कितना है. 720. क्या वापस बोल. 28,000. कुछ और ही आंसर आ रहा है. एक सेकंड. यहां तक आया गया सबको. व्हाट इज द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश इनफ्लोज गाइस. Present value of cash inflows beta at cost of capital. This is to compute what guys? NPV. Don't we discount cash flows at cost of capital? How much is your annual cash flow beta? 57,500. This multiplied by PVAF at 10% guys for a span of 5 years, which is given as 3.791. बोल बेटा वापस एक बार. इसका 57,500 into 3.791. 980. एक बार एग्जैक्ट बोल दे ताकि मेरे को बाद में राउंडिंग ऑफ एरर ना है. 982.5 guys. What was your initial investment beta? 1,88,255. What is the NPV guys now? 20. This is the answer to the second bit. We got the answer to the first bit. We got the answer to the second bit. Now beta. थर्ड बिट आया. एनुअल फिक्स कॉस्ट गुरदीप कितना कितना आया देखो. दैट इज यू फॉरगेटिंग टू डिवाइड इट बाय पीवीएफ बेटा. देखो कितना है. You cannot compute an annual estimated sales or break-even units without computing fixed costs. You will have to go in the order of the question only. Everyone got NPV correctly, guys? Fixed cost आया. Pay attention, guys. 1 lakh. 1 lakh rupees is the answer. एक सेकंड देखेंगे बेटा वो 1 लाख है या 96,000 है. पे अटेंशन. See guys, if fixed cost per annum is increasing by X rupees. I do not know guys what is the fixed cost. I'm just telling you that fixed cost is increasing by X rupees. Present value of fixed cost increase. Fixed cost increase only. I do not want the entire fixed cost. Present value of fixed cost increase will be x into PVAF at 10% for 5 years. समझ में आ रहा है? तुम लोग ये भूल जा रहे हो. So this will be 3.791x. Now, for NPV to reduce to 0, present value of fixed cost should increase by 29,727.5. Any doubt in this? That means 3.791x should be equal to 29,727.5. X equals. This is increase in fixed cost, guys. 786 ताकि वो एग्जैक्ट उससे मैच कर ले बेटा. योर एवरी ईयर फिक्स कॉस्ट शुड इंक्रीज बाय 7,841.6. Fixed cost sensitivity. How do we compute it, guys? We write increase in fixed cost divided by existing fixed cost. I do not know what is existing fixed cost. Into 100 should be equal to 7.8416 percentage. I know increase in fixed cost is this, divided by existing fixed cost is equal to 0.078416. Existing fixed cost is equal to 1 lakh. हो गया. समझ में आ रहा है गाइस? तुम्हारा जो आंसर आया ना बेटा 3,79,100, दैट इज एग्जिस्टिंग प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ फिक्स कॉस्ट. उसको तू 3.791 से डिवाइड कर, आंसर इज 1 लाख. बिकॉज इन योर एंटायर प्रोसेस द ओनली थिंग दैट यू फॉरगॉट टू डू बेटा इज मल्टीप्लाई बाय PVAF. सो व्हाटएवर आंसर दैट यू गॉट, बेटा तू ये नहीं ली बस. You just took let the present value increase be equal to x is equal to this, Karina. That is not per annum fixed cost increase. That is for 5 years present value of fixed cost should increase by 29,000 to 727.5. Every year अगर उतने से बढ़ गया बेटा आंसर लग जाएगा. Are you getting the point, guys? Is this clear? Copy करो बेटा. Students, if you have a doubt, beta, you can ask. I hope you all understood it. Yes, beta. Once you're done with this beta, you can arrive at the answers to the subsequent bits. बाकी के बिट्स बेटा डायरेक्ट आ जाएंगे अभी because you already have fixed costs. You know what is your selling price per unit, variable cost per unit. Better you can equate it to cash flow and get your sales volume. Yes, guys. What is the answer to the fourth bit, beta? What is your variable cost per unit? What is your PV ratio? Variable cost per unit beta is 60 rupees. PV ratio beta is 70%. If PV ratio is 70%, how much will be your variable cost ratio? 30%. You know variable cost per unit, you know variable cost ratio beta. Selling price per unit कितना आएगा? 200 rupees. Contribution per unit 140. So if you take X units, you will write X units into 140 minus your fixed cost 1 lakh is equal to 57,500. So 1 lakh 57,500 divided by 140 rupees. कितना आ रहा है? 1125. 1125 units. समझ में आ गया guys? Your selling price per unit, but I can write 60 rupees is 30%. How much is 200%? You will get 200 rupees per unit. Your contribution per unit beta is 200 rupees into 70%. That is 140 rupees. Contribution per unit beta is 140 rupees. Let the sales volume be X. If the sales volume is X, but I'll write 140X. Sorry. Total contribution minus fixed cost beta is equal to how much? Contribution minus fixed cost is equal to your cash flow. So this will be 140x minus fixed cost 1 lakh is equal to 57,500. 140x is equal to 1 lakh 57,500 x equals 1125 units. This beta will become the sales volume. Break even point कैसे करोगे बेटा? Break even point is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Fixed cost is 1 lakh. Contribution is 140. Approximately 714 units. Once you get this बेटा समझ में आया नहीं आया? क्वेश्चन नंबर 19A, जो पिछले वाला छोड़ दिया बेटा, उसके बाद में 22nd विल डू एंड देन विल मूव ऑन टू सिनेरियो एनालिसिस. सिनेरियो के बाद में सिमुलेशन, डेसिशन ट्री, कैपिटल बजटिंग हो जाएगा. Yes, beta. Please finish off this, guys. If you're done with this, move on to question number 19A. शुरू करें? नहीं, 100% नहीं दिया कुछ भी बेटा. 100% रिडक्शन इन एनपीवी. लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट पूछा वो. हाँ, तो यू विल हैव टू गो थ्रू 100% रूट ओनली, क्योंकि लाइफ ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट में वी कैन नॉट डू द अदर रूट. Life is the only factor, guys, for which we have to go through 100% route. XYZ Limited is considering a project, guys, for which the following estimates are available. Initial cost of the project is 10 lakh rupees. Selling price per unit is 60. Cost per unit is 40. Sales volume beta are 20, 30, 30. Discount rate is 10% per annum. You are required to measure the sensitivity of the project in relation to each of the following parameters. Because beta they're asking us to do project lifetime also. ठीक है, जान दो, करो. कंप्यूट योर एग्जिस्टिंग. 100% रिडक्शन वाला करना पड़ेगा बेटा. कंप्यूट योर एग्जिस्टिंग एनपीवी फर्स्ट. ऑल राइट, कंप्यूट एग्जिस्टिंग एनपीवी बेटा. ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स डू इट बेटा. बिल्कुल नहीं. Yes, guys. Aditya wants to talk about something. Yes, better. What is the existing NPV that you got, better? Initial investment, guys, is how much, better? 10 lakhs. Cash flow, better. Year 1, year 2, year 3. What is the output, guys? Fixed cost नहीं है ना बेटा. 20,000 multiplied by 20 rupees. This will be 4 lakhs. Next, beta 30,000 into 20 rupees, 6 lakhs. And then 30,000 into 20 rupees, beta 6 lakhs. These will be your cash flows के साथ बेटा. तुम लोग क्या करें, डिवाइड बाय करके कर दिया डायरेक्टली. हाँ, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश इनफ्लोज बेटा. फर्स्ट ईयर का प्रेजेंट वैल्यू कितना है, नहीं लिखे इंडिविजुअली. 3,63,636.3. नेक्स्ट 4,95,868. Next 415,789. Put together, beta 13 lakhs 10,000. Yes, guys, online students. That's Kirtesh in the background. Is attending class today. अरे बच्चे पूछ रहे थे किसकी आवाज आ रही थी सुरीली बोल के. Yes, बेटा. How much is your NPV, guys? 3,10,293. ये हो गया अपना एग्जिस्टिंग एनपीवी, गाइस. अभी जब तुम लोग को सेलिंग प्राइस करना है बेटा, क्या करोगे? हाउ विल यू डू, गाइस? डिक्रीज बाय डिवाइड बाय व्हाट? हाँ, you can do perfect. You can do like that as such, guys. You can take present value of sales revenue and then compare, या फिर recompute by taking selling prices X. That is one way. या फिर let the present value, compute present value of sales revenue, and then if present value of sales revenue is decreasing by 3,10,293, NPV will become 0. Either one of them. तुम्हारी मर्जी. समझ में आया क्या बोला? जरूरत नहीं है अगर ऐसा करे तो. बट अगर रिवाइज सेल्स प्राइस करे ना तो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट पर यूनिट में भी उसमें ही काम आ जाता. जितना सेलिंग प्राइस पर यूनिट कम हो रहा है उतना ही अगर वेरिएबल कॉस्ट पर यूनिट बढ़ रहा है, एनपीवी विल बिकम 0. एनीथिंग इज फाइन बेटा. हाउएवर यू आर कंफर्टेबल, डू इट. देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो इश्यू. आई विल डू डीएनई. यस गाइस. Yes, beta. For sales revenue, guys, what are we doing? Are we doing the present value route, beta, or are we doing let the selling price be X? दोनों कर लिया तू? And then divided it by. हाँ? नहीं आ सकता बेटा. See guys, there are two ways of doing this as such guys. First is present value of sales revenue beta. Sif present value of sales revenue, nothing else. And this beta would be 20,000 units into 60. Selling price is 60 for not 40 beta. Into 60 divided by 1.1. 30,000 units into 60 divided by 1.1 whole square. 30,000 into 60 beta divided by 1.1 whole cube. कितना हो जाना चाहिए बेटा? 39 lakhs 879. Pay attention guys. So if present value of sales revenue guys decreases by what amount beta? You know that your NPV guys is 3,10,293. Won't the NPV become 0? ये अपना existing present value of sales revenue guys. So what is the percentage decrease beta? Percentage decrease in selling price per unit. It should be 3,10,293 divided by 39,30,879. 7.8 8937% or 894%. This into 60 rupees agar kare na beta, that is basically the percentage decrease in selling price per unit. If you write 760 rupees beta into 7.8937%, you will get exactly beta the selling 4.73. अभी तुम लोग ये देखोगे बेटा कि वेरिएबल कॉस्ट 4.7346 डिवाइडेड बाय 40 रुपीस करो. You will get this as the percentage increase in variable cost. क्योंकि ये per unit में किया, instead of dividing by 60 rupees, you will now divide by 40 rupees. You can take contribution as X beta, you will recompute contribution and for that show how much is selling price, how much is fixed cost. How much is variable cost. Selling price and variable cost. This is alternative 1 guys. Alternative 2 क्या बोला बेटा मैं? Let selling price per unit be X. And recompute entire this thing beta. What will be your first year you will write 20,000 beta multiplied by X minus 40 divided by या फिर contribution per unit be X guys. If your contribution per unit is X, you will write 20,000 X divided by 1.1 plus 30,000 X divided by 1.1 whole square plus 30,000 X divided by 1.1 whole cube. इसको किससे equate करूंगा बेटा? Initial investment कितना है? This is PVCI being equated to initial investment because you want the NPV to be 0. You will get X as how much बेटा? Contribution है यहाँ पे X 15.0343. This is contribution guys, याद रखना. This is not selling price per unit. So how much should be your selling price per unit guys? 15.0343 plus 40 rupees variable cost, that is 55.0343. Percentage reduction 60 minus 55.0343. करेक्ट ही कराना तो, क्योंकि तू फिर रॉन्ग बोला मेरे को. x इज इक्वल टू तू ही बोला 15.0343. तू कई को बोला फिर 0343 26. Therefore selling price per unit beta will be 15.2637 plus 40 rupees and that is 55.2637. Percentage reduction beta will be equal to 56.2637 बेटा minus 60 divided by 60. कितना है बेटा ये? 7 point, ये जो ऊपर लिखे बेटा अपन 8937%. ठीक है? Copy both the alternatives guys. Guys, it is not about merely copying, but I hope you're also understanding what we are doing. Sales revenue बेटा समझ में आ रहा है ना? Yes, beta. Are we all clear about this? हो गया guys? Second bit का आंसर क्या है guys? If you're done with this, variable cost का रिया आया variable cost का. Again two alternatives बेटा. You can either write present value of variable cost and then increase it by the amount of NPV, या फिर because you already know what is the contribution per unit, selling price को 60 लो, variable cost को missing लो, you will get variable cost per unit as 44 point change. That you can divide by 40 rupees and you will get sensitivity of variable cost. तो क्या होता है, सेल्स वॉल्यूम नहीं आया अभी भी. टू एक्स थ्री एक्स अगर अगर ऐसा करना है तो लेट द सेल्स वॉल्यूम बी 2x 3x 3x 2:3:3 रेशियो में, या फिर प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ सेल्स वॉल्यूम कंप्यूट करके चलता है. एग्जिस्टिंग एनपीवी डिवाइड बाय 20 रुपीज अगर करे, दैट शुड बी द रिडक्शन इन सेल्स वॉल्यूम. दैट इफ आई कंपेयर विद प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ सेल्स वॉल्यूम, आंसर आ जाता है मैक्स अल्टीमेटली. I know there is nothing called as present value sales volume, but multiply तो कर रहे ही ना present value factors in the end. Yes, beta. Variable cost का guys, two alternatives. Alternative one, guys, what are you doing? Existing present value of variable cost, beta. How will you compute existing present value of variable cost? 20,000 into 40 divided by 1.1 plus 30,000 into 40 divided by 1.1 whole square 30,000 into 40 divided by 1.1 whole cube. How much is this, guys? Existing present value variable cost beta. 26 lakhs 580. If present value of variable cost increases by कितना है बेटा existing NPV 3 lakhs 3,10,293 beta. NPV will become 0. So percentage increase in variable cost beta. Percentage increase in variable cost is this divided by 26 lakhs 20,586. 11.8406. Alternative 2 beta. You already know, guys. At contribution per unit of कितना बेटा कितना था 15.2637 बेटा. NPV is 0. हाँ ना क्योंकि वो ऑलरेडी कंप्यूट कर चुके थे बेटा. Selling price per unit you will keep constant at 60 rupees. Therefore variable cost per unit beta should be 60 minus 15.2637. 44.7363. So existing variable cost per unit कितना है बेटा 40 rupees. Percentage increase 44.7363 minus 40 divided by 40. 11 point. हाँ चलता बेटा बस 11.840 कॉमन है गाइस लिख लो. These are the two alternatives guys for variable cost. समझ में आया बेटा? Yes kids. This is for variable cost beta. How will you do it for sales volume guys? कोई किया बेटा sales volume? कितना आंसर 23 point. Did anyone else do sales volume? You're not understanding how to do? You don't want to do? 22.08%. Varun? कोई भी परसेंटेज ले चेंज सेम रहता 23.685. देखो बेटा हाफ क्लास अटेंडर देखो कितना है. हाँ कराई नहीं. Yes बेटा, for sales volume guys, मालूम भी नहीं था कि sensitivity analysis में पूरी क्लास चले आती है बोल के. Sales volume guys. करूँ मैं? What will you do beta? Let the sales volume guys be 2x, 3x, 3x. Sir, why 2x, 3x, 3x? पसंद है बेटा मेरे को इसीलिए. In the ratio of existing sales. Existing sales are how much guys? Existing sales are 20,000, 30,000 and 30,000. So what will be? I will equate present value of cash inflows to investment. Hi Anna. So 2x into 20 rupees. Why 20 rupees? Contribution per unit is 20. 3x into 20 and 3x into 20 divided by 1.1 whole cube should be equated to how much? 10 lakhs. Using this relation, compute the value of x better. करो थोड़ी मेहनत तो तुम भी. उनको करने देना बेटा प्लीज. Yes बेटा. Use this relation and get the answer. Yes guys, how much did you get beta x here as? 7, 6, 3, 31 units. Therefore, beta, for NPV to be 0, what should be your year 1 sales volume? Sales volume, guys, in year 1 should be 2 times of 7631. That is 15,263. Year 2, 893. You can pick up any 1 year beta and compute the percentage change. You will get the same answer. Existing sales volume कितना है बेटा? 20,000. Percentage reduction 23.68. You can pick up any 1 year beta, you will get the same answer. You do not have to do all the 3 years. Huh? You will divide by 10,000 existing. हाँ वही, you can do it only for 1 year. 1 साल का तो बताना ही पड़ेगा ना, कोई भी 1 साल का. 20,000. चल जा बेटा, you'll still get the same answer. Yes guys, this is your sales volume बेटा. अभी guys at least initial outlay और project life करो. हो गया वो? Initial outlay तो बेटा simple है. Directly increase it by 3,10,293. हो गया मेरा. क्या डाउट है? Project lifetime के लिए बेटा you will have to compute discounted payback period. $23.68. Yes बेटा. Initial cost हो गया guys सबका. For initial cost, what are we going to write? If initial cost increases by how much guys? 3,10,293. NPV will become 0. Therefore, percentage increase in initial cost beta is how much? Percentage increase in initial cost, you will write 3,10,293 divided by existing is 10 lakhs, 31.0293%. ये हो गया initial cost बेटा. Next comes बेटा project life. You will have to compute discounted payback period. If life reduces to discounted payback beta, NPV will become 0. NPV will become 0 guys. So कितना हो जाएगा बेटा ये? You will have to compute year 1, 2, 3 cash flows. Everyone is done with initial cost, right guys? Cash flow में बेटा year 1 का cash flow was 4 lakhs, year 2 6 lakhs, year 3 6 lakhs. What's the present value of cash inflows that you computed? 3,63,636. Next. हाँ 89. All put together 13 lakhs 10,293. Cumulative guys, कचरा शुरू हो गया. 3,63,636 guys. Second year के end में 85 0. Next ये 13 lakhs 10,293. So you know better that you're receiving it between second and third year. Your discounted payback period is between the second and the third year, guys. Are you all done with this? Discounted payback period, guys. Second year के end तक कितना आया बेटा? 8,59,504. By the end of third year, beta, it was 13 lakhs 10,293. We would want to stop at 10 lakhs. From here to here, beta, total difference is 4,50,789. But we want a difference of only 1,40,496. If you're done with cumulative cash flows, beta, compute discounted payback period like this. In 1 year, beta, it is changing by 4,50,789. What should be the change for 1,40,496, beta? 0.3117. Therefore, guys, discounted payback period, beta, will be 2.3117 years. Existing life kitni hai, beta? 3 years. Percentage decrease. 3 minus 2.3117 divided by 3. 20? 9? Something like this, beta, copy. Approximately this, guys. Huh? Yes, guys. Please finish it off. Are we all done with this? What's the conclusion, beta? Cycle, and which is the most sensitive factor? Which is the most sensitive factor? Huh, beta? You will have to see, guys, which factor is causing the highest impact for a very small change as such, guys. So selling price का कितना आता बेटा अपन को? In all the cases, beta, NPV is reducing by 100%. हाँ या ना, guys? बेटा वो conclusion में गलत मत जाना, guys. First approach में you have to see every variable was changing by same percentage. That is how we see what is causing the highest impact. यहाँ पे impact is same. That is how we are saying which variable is changing by the least percentage. NPV is reducing by 100%, guys. First variable क्या था बेटा? Selling price per unit. It should reduce by 893%. Next बेटा variable cost per unit 11.84. 06. Next beta was sales volume 23 point. Next initial cost 31.0. Life of the project beta 22.946%. Once you write this beta, write the conclusion that it is selling price per unit that is causing the highest impact beta on NPV. Therefore, NPV is most sensitive to changes in selling price. लिख लो ना फिर भी. Write this beta and then write the conclusion that NPV is most sensitive to changes in selling price. Yes, beta. Question number 22, guys. ज़्यादा ही टाइम लग जा रहा है. Question 22, beta. Did you write that conclusion, guys, that NPV is most sensitive to changes in selling price per unit? कैसे पढ़ा रही वाले में वो? Small change. Yes, beta. Are we all done? Question number 22, guys. Unnat is considering investing rupees 50 lakhs in a new machine. The expected life of the machine is 5 years and it has zero scrap value. It is expected that 2 lakh units will be produced and sold each year at a selling price of 30 rupees per unit. It is also expected that the variable cost will be 16.5 per unit and fixed cost will be 10 lakhs per year. The cost of capital of Unnat Limited is 12% and the acceptable level of risk is 20%. ये acceptable level of risk का क्या करना है बोलूँगा guys. We are not supposed to change 20% in each variable. That has nothing to do with this acceptable level of risk. That is only for D bit. You're required to measure the sensitivity of the project's NPV to a change in the following project variables. 3 variables are given, beta: selling price, sales volume, and variable cost. Utna hi karenge, will not do anything else. All right. Shall we start, guys? Because nothing is given, which approach will you follow? NPV should drop down to 100%. Zero beta should drop down by 100%. All right. Start, guys. Simple question and let us not waste time. Yes, beta. Question 22, guys. Selling price per unit is 20. Variable cost per unit is 16.5. Contribution, ये कितना है 30 sorry. Contribution per unit is 13.5. Total contribution beta 27 lakhs. Fixed cost annual is 10 lakhs. Cash flow per annum is 17 lakhs. Tax rate ये वो कहाँ है बेटा? कुछ भी नहीं है ना. So fixed cost does not include depreciation by default. You do not have to do any adjustment. The fixed cost given beta will be cash fixed cost unless they mention that fixed cost includes your depreciation. हाँ बेटा, if you take 50 lakhs divided by 5 years के साथ बेटा 10 lakhs depreciation, अगर fixed cost पूरा 10 lakhs depreciation ही है, क्या बचेगा? समझ में आ रहा है? No scrap value इसलिए दिया ताकि there is no terminal cash flow again on sale of asset. Because we did not deduct depreciation, cash flow and profit are same. Did you deduct depreciation? समझ में आ रहा है ना? Fixed cost does not include depreciation बेटा. So present value of cash inflows would be 17 lakhs multiplied by PVAF at what rate beta? 12% for 5 years. कितना रहेगा guys ये? 61 lakhs 119. NPV beta will be equal to 11 lakhs 28,119. This is your existing NPV guys. Now you will take what beta? Your sales price is X and do it. Yes, but have you all done? Sales price बेटा first bit, selling price per unit. तुम लोग X लेके करे क्या? Present value of sales revenue. Your wish, guys. You can follow any approach, guys. I'm writing let the contribution per unit be X. If the contribution per unit is X, beta, what will be your cash flow per annum? It will be 2 lakh X minus 10 lakhs. Present value of cash inflows, beta, will be 2 lakhs X minus 10 lakhs into PVAF. At what percentage, beta? 12% for 5 years. Can someone tell me PVAF, beta? ये कोई कर सकता है? तो contribution per unit क्या, आदित्य? Present value of sales revenue. एक बार बोलना. PVAF at 12% for 5 years into 2 lakhs. 7 lakhs 950 955x, ठीक है ना यार, माइनस 10 lakhs का मल्टीप्लीकेशन, अरे बोलना यार, दिस डिवाइडेड बाय 2 lakhs into 10 lakhs करना, 7 lakhs 20 955x divided by 2 lakhs या फिर into 5 डायरेक्टली, 36 lakhs 776. बेटा वो प्रोसेसिंग में बोलते रहता ना कि अरे ये बेटर है, ये बेटर है, तो थोड़ा टाइम लगता बोलने में. Now guys, what will you do better? For NPV to be zero as such, guys, you will equate what present value of cash inflows, guys, to your investment. How much will you get? Can someone compute and tell me X beta in this equation? 86 lakhs 4,776 divided by 7 lakhs 20,955. कुछ तो गड़बड़ कर रहा हूँ ना मैं. इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट 50 lakhs ही है ना. 86 lakhs बेटा, 86 lakhs divided by 7 lakhs 20,955. 11.9352, guys. This should be your quad beta contribution per unit. What is your variable cost per unit beta? 16.5. Therefore, selling price per unit, guys, will be 28.4352, guys, at 0 NPV. What is the percentage reduction in selling price per unit? Your existing selling price is 30 rupees बेटा, 30 minus 28 point, तुम लोग कोच भी मेथड करो बेटा, ये आंसर नहीं चेंज होना चाहिए. 5.21216%. Whichever method you follow, final answer is only this, 5.216. You can do present value of sales revenue and then take NPV and divide by that, or you can do this also. This is by taking cash selling price as X rupees. Yes, kids, are you all done with this? सबके सब टाइम पास कर रहे हैं बैठ के. हाँ. यस बेटा. क्या टाइम पास कर रहे हो यार, तुम्हारे पूरे बिट्स हो गए क्या ऑलरेडी? Guys, did you all complete selling price per unit? I am now doing variable cost per unit beta. I am directly writing. वो पहले ये खत्म करता हूँ ना. At contribution per unit of how much beta? 11.9352. NPV is 0. So if you keep selling price per unit constant at 30 rupees beta, what should be the variable cost per unit? 18.0648. Existing variable cost per unit कितना है? 16.5. So what will the percentage increase in variable cost beta? Percentage increase, everyone should get the same answer beta. Minus 16.5 divided by existing 16.5. How much is that? 11.5908. 9.48. This will be, guys, your variable cost per unit का sensitivity. Whoever did present value of variable cost beta, can you tell me how much did you get present value of variable cost as? This is the total present value of existing present value. 1 you will take 16.5 into 2 lakh units into PVAF at 12% for 5 years. Existing variable cost per unit beta is 16.5, that you will multiply by 2 lakh units and into PVAF. वो वीडियो के बारे में सोच रही. Yes guys. ऐसे सताना ही है ना बेटा, अच्छे तरीके से सताना. जैसे करण कभी कभी लड़की बनता फोन पे. Yes guys. Are we all clear about this? हाँ बेटा. सेल्स वॉल्यूम कैसे करेगा इस? सेल्स वॉल्यूम बेटा, व्हाट विल यू राइट? let the annual sales volume beta be X. If the annual sales volume is X beta, what will be your cash flow beta per annum? It will be X rupees into 30 minus 16.5 minus 10 lakhs. So that is 13.5x minus 10 lakhs प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश इनफ्लोज बेटा क्या लिखोगे? 13.5x minus 10 lakhs into PVAF at 12% for 5 years. How much is this present value beta? $86.04. 13.5 into PVAF at 12% for 5 years कितना है बेटा? 48.6644. 6645. How much is 10 lakhs into that beta? You wrote earlier, no? 36 lakhs 4,776. Now guys, you will equate them beta. NPV 0 होने के लिए बेटा, what do you equate PVCI to the amount of initial investment? So that is 48.6645x beta minus 36 lakhs 4,776 will be equated to an investment of 50 lakhs. How much is this beta? 86 lakhs 4,776. You will get x as how much beta? 1,76,076 na? 818 units. Existing sales volume कितना है बेटा? Existing sales volume beta is 2 lakhs. What's the percentage reduction guys? %11.59%. This is for sales volume guys. Please check if you all got the same answers. Online students, I hope you all got the same answers beta. Kids, हो गया guys सबका ये? Can you tell me guys how do we answer the second bit guys now? Last bit guys, D bit. आंचल डी बिट का आंसर कितना है बेटा? मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ी पागलों जैसे ऐसे ही चिल्ला रहा हूँ यार. इंटरेस्ट नहीं है कल से घर पे ही बैठो बेटा तुम लोग. How much did you get beta Cyclone answer to the D bit? Didn't start doing it yet. How amazing guys. I'm shouting what is the answer to D bit. We are all busy in talking as the expected NPV of all the three scenarios. अब मेरे को individually NPVs चाहिए तीनों केस में. Without that I will not be able to give the decision. I'll tell you what is the reason guys. पहले इंडिविजुअल एनपीवीज करो उसके बाद में प्रोबेबिलिटी से मल्टीप्लाई करो. आई नीड इंडिविजुअल एनपीवीज बिकॉज ही गेव मी व्हाट इज द एक्सेप्टेबल लेवल ऑफ रिस्क ऊपर. दैट इज रिलेटेड टू डी बिट. If you directly compute expected NPV, you will say accept the project guys, but the conclusion is going to change now. Compute NPV at all the three scenarios guys. फर्स्ट केस में नेगेटिव एनपीवी आ रहा है. डी बिट गाइस. If the state of the economy as such, guys, is poor, your sales volume beta will be 1,75,000 units. What will be your cash flow per annum beta? It will be whatever is your volume beta multiplied by contribution per unit is 13.5 minus 10 lakhs. Hi, na guys. So 1,75,000 units into 13.5 minus 10 lakhs. What is your cash flow per annum? 1362,500. अब इसका present value of cash inflow करो बेटा, and then tell me the NPV. Let us not forget that your initial investment is 50 lakhs. 49 lakhs 540. NPV is negative 88,460. Like this, you will have to do two more calculations, guys. Yes, beta. This is if the state of the economy is poor, beta. Then you have to do normal scenario. Normal में बेटा you will write 2 lakh units. क्या रहेगा बेटा यहाँ पे cash flow 17 lakhs. अच्छा जो अपन पहले लिखे वही रहेगा ना. प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एनपीवी, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश इनफ्लोस कितना था बेटा? 120. सो 11,28,120. गुड अगर है बेटा. योर सेल्स वॉल्यूम इज 2,25,000 units. What will be your cash flow per annum? 20 lakhs 37,500. Present value of cash inflows 70 730. NPV beta will be 23 lakhs 44,732. Now compute expected NPV, guys, by multiplying all the three NPVs with the corresponding probabilities. वो तो पहले ही कर चुका है. 88,460 negative beta into 0.3, 11,28,120 into 0.6, and 23 lakhs 44,732 into 0.1. All of this collectively beta will give us a value of 790. Do compute, guys. Now tell me beta, what should be the final conclusion? Go for it. हाँ बेटा. What is the significance of acceptable level of risk is 20%. There's a 30% chance beta now that you might incur a negative NPV. Therefore, the project should be rejected because our acceptable risk is only 20%. That is the significance of that point. Are we getting it, guys? ये पूरे NPVs हो गए. We are not going to take a decision based on expected NPV. Normally, beta, we take a decision on the basis of expected NPV. In the given case, we are not taking a decision on the basis of expected NPV, guys, because the question is talking about acceptable level of risk. Are we clear? लिखो बेटा conclusion. सबका यहाँ तक हो गया expected NPV तक? Write down. The acceptable level of risk is 20%. Acceptable level of risk is 20%. 20%. 20%. And there is a 30%. There's a 30% chance of the NPV being negative. There's a 30% chance of the NPV being negative. Therefore, the project should not be accepted. The project should not be accepted. Project should not be accepted. समझ में आया बेटा? Yes or no, guys? Any doubt in this? Now beta write down next heading. Concept book, scenario analysis. है 15 मिनट है बेटा, यूज कर लेते हैं आराम से. Scenario analysis. Yes, beta. 1 second, guys. Scenario analysis, beta. Next heading. Anyone has an idea about what is scenario analysis? हाँ बेटा. This is also similar to what if analysis but slightly different. We will compare scenario analysis and sensitivity analysis in a minute, guys. But what do you understand? Based on a instead of considering only change in one variable at once as such, beta, scenario analysis considers multiple changes in variables as such, guys, at the same time. Matlab say, if the best case scenario occurs, what would be your selling price per unit? What would be your variable cost per unit? What would be your क्या बेटा fixed cost? What would be the amount of your sales volume? ये सब बेटा life of the project क्या रहेगा? So multiple factors. Thank you so much बेटा. Multiple factors, guys, are being considered at once. So for scenario analysis, guys, what are we supposed to do is first determine what are the key variables. Yes, guys. So we are supposed to first determine, guys, the key variables that are likely to change. Key variables that can change, beta, selling price per unit, variable cost per unit, sales volume. Usually, guys, fixed cost. ये रहेंगे. Life of the project, cost of capital. Once you determine key variables as such, guys, create scenarios. Usually we create 3 scenarios as such, guys. Best case, worst case, normal scenario. जैसे अभी पिछले क्वेश्चन में दिया था. The case of Unnat Limited. Did he give us 3 scenarios, beta, there? Exactly like that, beta. We will create those 3 scenarios and change multiple variables at once and then compute, guys, what is the NPV under each of the scenario. It doesn't end there, guys. You will have to also evaluate what is the probability of occurrence of each of these scenarios. You either take a decision on the basis of expected NPV, but many companies, beta, will have an acceptable level of risk. जैसे पिछले question में था. Rather than taking decision on the basis of expected NPV, guys, they'll be like, let us decide what is our comfort zone. कि we are ready to take a risk of 40%, 30%, 50%, and अगर उतने cases में अगर negative NPV है, do not accept the project, or else accept the project. Are we clear? The biggest advantage of scenario analysis over sensitivity analysis is this, that we are not taking one change in variable, we are taking multiple variable changes. ऐसे तो बेटा there can be 1000 scenarios possible, change in one variable but no change in all the other variables ऐसे. But we are only taking, usually beta we construct 3 scenarios. Are we clear about this? लिखो बेटा concept book में scenario analysis. Scenario analysis. Scenario analysis. Right on. उसके नीचे लिखो बेटा under sensitivity analysis. Under sensitivity analysis. नहीं कंपैरिजन के लिए बेटा पहले वाई सिनारियो बोल के क्यों आया ये अंडर सेंसिटिविटी एनालिसिस वी कंसिडर अंडर सेंसिटिविटी एनालिसिस वी कंसिडर चेंज इन ओनली वन वेरिएबल we consider change in only one variable. Change in only one variable. However, in reality, multiple variables can change at the same time. In reality, multiple variables can change at the same time. Multiple variables can change at the same time. Multiple variables can change at the same time. Scenario analysis considers changes in multiple variables. Considers changes in multiple variables. Considers changes in multiple variables. For this, we have to first determine the key variables. For this, we have to first determine the key variables. For this, we need to first determine the key variables. Usually, they are क्या बेटा? Selling price per unit, variable cost per unit, selling price per unit, variable cost per unit, fixed cost, sales volume, life of the project, fixed cost, sales volume, life of the project, cost of capital. Next line beta. After this, there are usually 3 scenarios considered. After this, usually there are 3 scenarios considered. 3 scenarios considered. Best case scenario, wherein we take all favorable changes, wherein we take all favorable changes, brackets में बेटा high selling price, high sales volume, low variable cost. High selling price, high sales volume, low variable cost. Next beta, worst case scenario where all adverse changes are considered. Next guys, worst case scenario where all adverse changes are considered. where all adverse changes are considered. Adverse changes are considered. Brackets में बेटा low selling price, high variable cost, low sales volume. लिखे बेटा नेक्स्ट थर्ड सिनारियो क्या रहता है बेटा मोस्ट लाइकली सिनारियो मोस्ट लाइकली सिनारियो मोस्ट लाइकली सिनारियो बेस केस बोल रहा है तो बेस केस एनपीवी बेटा वी यूज द वर्ड इन एडजस्टेड पीवी यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते बट हाँ मोस्ट लाइकली सिनारियो गाइस वेयर क्या बेटा the expected values are considered. Expected values are considered. Expected values are considered. Decision is then taken on the basis of. Decision is then taken on the basis of. Decision is then taken on the basis of the chance of occurrence of each scenario. The chance of occurrence of each scenario. The chance of occurrence of each scenario. ठीक है बेटा समझ में आ गया Question number 23 guys is homework. I'll continue tomorrow. कुछ भी नहीं है बेटा उसमें he's already defined as what are the best case, worst case, most likely. You just have to compute NPVs under each of them. Alright? So guys, online students at the end of the session, beta, your one homework question. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.